Hey, Joshua in Middletown, Pennsylvania. Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut non-prescription anti-glare lenses for your RayBan 51 color 2000 in the 50 eye size. Let me take everything out of the packaging that RayBan sends it to me. This is your RayBan case, your RayBan cleaning cloth, and of course this is model number 5121 in color 2000, which is the shiny black. RayBan sends it to me with a little plastic sleeve on the temple to prevent the temples from rubbing together during shipping, and that's how I'm going to send it to you. You're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging, including the demo lenses, one of which it says RayBan. So let me go ahead and pop these out real quick, and let's go ahead and put your frame into the tracing element of my edger. Let's wake this up, and I'm going to hit start. The first thing that's going to happen is a little stylus is going to come up. That's what everyone wants to know. How does the machine know what shape lens to cut? This is why. It's going to trace the shape of the right lens before moving over and tracing the shape of the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you receive free clear prescription, or in your case, non-prescription lenses. All you did was pay the upgrade to the anti-glare coating. So that is done. Let's go ahead and get your lenses ready. Your shape is about to pop up there. In fact, it's a magnified version. Let me shrink it down to actual size. And that little green shape, that is the actual shape of your lens. I'm going to bring it up to magnified side as I work on it. These are your lenses. I'm going to take them out of the protective sleeves. If these were prescription, I'd need to get these oriented just right so they would go into your frame. But this time, since it's non-prescription, it does not matter. This is a block. I like to call it Jenny from the block. Bad humor with every pair of glasses purchased, by the way. But I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So this is what it's like without the sticker on there, but I've placed a double-sided adhesive sticker. I'm going to pull that away on one side to make this side sticky. There's a little silver button on the back. That is a magnet. That's what's going to hold it in place there. And then when I hit the stylus, it's going to come down and place that onto your lens. Let's do the same thing now for your left lens. Let me grab a second block, pull away the paper, make sure the magnet is oriented just right, and then hit the button again. The arm's going to come down. Ooh, I missed. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the lens. And now if these were prescription, I'd have to do left or right, but because they're not, it really doesn't matter which one I use. Actually, hang on here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Where's my little flashlight? The actual cutting wheel is over here on the far right. That's what's going to act as a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material. And this wheel in the center with that little channel, that valley right there, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens. So the magnet does twofold. It holds it in place over there at the blocker, and now it's going to hold it in place in the chuck right there. I'm going to, let's pull up the shape of the lens onto the computer. Let me get my very nice stylus. There we go. And I'm just going to bring it down in size a little bit because I know the 5121 has a deeper bevel, so I take it down some. I'm not going to polish the edge, and now I hit start. The door is going to close, the clamp's going to shut, and then there are two white levers. They're going to come into place, and it's going to trace the shape of your lens to make sure that the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. And it's actually going to go around twice, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly where to place the bevel so it will fit best inside the frame. It can move the bevel forward or backwards just so that it fits well. Of course, this being non-prescription, you're not going to have any edge thickness anyway. Now the lenses drop down onto the cutting wheel. Now your lenses are made out of polycarb. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're also virtually unbreakable. They're bulletproof up to 22 caliber. If they weren't, could I do that? Yeah, see, I didn't think so. But it also has both UVA and UVB protection. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin from overexposure, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. If you notice water has just begun spraying on your lens, it does that in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. Polycarb cuts dry, where plastic and high index lenses cut wet. Now in just a moment, this arm is going to pull into place with a little cutting wheel that looks like a Dremel tool. If it wasn't so wet, you would see that. And that's what's putting what's known as the safety bevel. Your lens is now the correct size, but it's just going to smooth out any rough edges that may be on your lenses. Now it does this for thicker prescription lenses so that the side closest to your face is not sharp. Of course, you will not have any edge thickness protruding from this frame. It's just a routine operation that this one does. So your right lens is almost done. I'm going to open up the chuck and we're going to see if your lens fits first time around. Dry your lens off because it's not slippery. Now I'm going to pop the edge in at the corner and press down with my thumbs, and it's still a little bit large, so I'm going to take it down, oh, let's say about 0.2 of a millimeter, and hit retouch. Now your lens, not only is it all of that, but it's also aspheric. Aspheric means not spherical. A spherical lens is completely round in every direction. It gives you that ugly cosmetic fishbowl appearance. So not only your lens is thinner and lighter, but it has a flatter curvature on the front, giving you a much higher quality cosmetic finish. These are high quality ophthalmic lenses. Now you also have the anti-glare coating, which is 3 features in one. The anti-glare does just that. It eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights. The second feature is it's an anti-reflection coating, and that's why it goes by the abbreviation ARC. So it eliminates reflection. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. They're seeing just your eyes, so it makes for much better eye contact. Plus, the other feature while people get it is if someone takes a picture with a flash, you won't see the flash lit up in your lens. You'll see just your eyes. And the third feature that I like, which is the practical side, is it comes with the best scratch coating in the business. The machine that applies the anti-glare coating costs well over $1 million. It takes 24 hours to apply. It literally vaporizes 7 different layers onto your lens. So again, to mount it, I tuck the lens in at the outside corner, and then using my thumbs, I press down at the nose. It goes in easily. Let's go ahead and start cutting the left lens. Put that in there, flip that over to L, and hit start. And just like before, the clamp's going to shut, and then those 2 calipers are going to trace the thickness of the lens going all the way around, as well as the shape. It's going to do the left side of the frame this time. And again, doing it twice to measure the thickness to know exactly where to place the bevel, so you do not have any edge thickness. Of course, these being non-prescription, they're so thin you don't have any edge thickness anyway. But again, because the anti-glare coating takes 24 hours to vaporize 7 different layers onto your lenses, they put the hardest scratch protection in the business to protect the time and the investment of having to reapply that coating. So I just want to dry your lenses off really quick. So your lens is the final shape. It's now going onto the bevel wheel. Just a moment ago, your lens was completely flat at the edges. I could have taken it out and it would have stand up on the counter just like a nickel. But now it's getting the knife-like edge applied to the lens. So the water has just kicked in, telling me it's on the last 20 seconds of the cycle. Now the knife-like edge I just mentioned, it's not a sharp knife, but it is sharp enough just to cut wet tissue. If you soak the tissue in a bucket of water overnight and then press down very hard with the lens, you might be able to cut through the tissue. That's how sharp your lens is. It's a very dull knife, just like me. Very, very dull. Did I mention you get free bad jokes with the purchase of every pair of glasses? Well, I lied. You get more than one free joke. You get plenty of bad jokes. Take my wife, please. No, honey, I'm not talking about you. Another wife. The evil one. Look, look. Ah! Okay, that was the sticker from your lens that got on me. Hey, I do this all day long. You know, the clown's got to laugh while he's at work. It's not all fun and games. All right, maybe it is all fun and games. Okay, so to check to see your left lens fits, I've rotated the frame around where I have the empty side closest to me. I tuck the lens in. Actually, hang on, there's some Schwarf, which is optical sawdust. I just want to remove that from your lens. But I'm going to tuck this in at the outside corner, then using my thumbs, I press down at the nose, that snaps in. Now, dry your lens off there. Thoroughly clean your lens. Now, I also like to mention, I take the time to mention that if you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these will be too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one of these will sit higher than the other, one of these being one side sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and I'm no different, and I'll show you in just a little bit. But because of that, that's why 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get them in standard alignment first. Standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set it on the counter and press down, and there is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I press down on mine, they wobble. Flip yours over, they do not wobble. I close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. Now, while I have mine off, here's a good example. I have, you're getting the ophthalmic version of the original Wayfarer, model number 5121. I'm wearing RayBan 2132 in the silver metallic. This is the new Wayfarer. The biggest difference, this one has more of a tilt, which comes in closer to the cheeks and away from the brow. Mine is more vertical. Still has the same temple on both ones, but it's just the frame front. This one's a little more square. Mine in my right hand's a little more rounded. That is the biggest difference. I have the anti-glare coating on my lens, as do you. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. But that is it. I apologize for rushing, but tonight, in fact, it is now, you're sitting down at the TV, it is 8:04 on Monday, January 12th, and 43 degrees and raining in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina. But the championship football game is on, Oregon against Ohio State, so I need to go home and watch that game. So Joshua, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut anti-glare non-prescription lenses. And by the way, anyone out here who wants a great pair of these Geek Chic frames, my receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you can actually be reimbursed from your purchase. I told you I wanted to go and watch this game. But so if you just want a really cool pair of Geek Chic glasses and you have vision insurance but you're 20/20, I'll be more than happy to make you a pair and then just turn in my receipt that I provide to you, and you can get reimbursed from your insurance company, or if you have any flex dollars associated with health savings accounts. If anyone has any more questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Joshua in Middletown, Pennsylvania, I hope you enjoyed watching as I made non-prescription anti-glare lenses for your RayBan 5121 color 2000 in the 50 eye size. And hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you. Now let's play some football.